welcome to Chapter 7, an incubator that refuses to die. The door to Mr. Jack's office was open, and his back was turned. Amelia Bedelia stood in the doorway for a moment, taking it all in. Mr. Jack's office had a desk, but it looked more like a den. Her father would love it. There was a TV, a refrigerator, a couch, a work table, and a recliner. The room was cluttered with tools and paint and supplies and books. Knock, knock, said Amelia Bedelia, lightly rapping her knuckles on the door frame. Hop on in, Amelia Bedelia, said Mr. Jack. He stood up in front of his stool, wiping his hands on a rag, and began clearing a place for her to sit, stacking newspapers, woodworking magazines, and catalogs into a big pile. Have a seat, he said. Thanks, Mr. Jack, said Amelia Bedelia. I don't mean to interrupt you. We were just wondering if you could help us with. Just then, she spotted the broken incubator on Mr. Jack's work table. Are you fixing it? She asked. It's finished, said Mr. Jack, nodding. Amelia Bedelia sighed. I figured it would be, she said. It's okay, though, because we came up with a plan to get a new one. It's all done, said Mr. Jack, gently patting the top of the incubator. That was when Amelia Bedelia noticed something odd. Why is there a light on inside? She asked. It will help to keep them warm, said Mr. Jack. Who's them? Asked Amelia Bedelia. The baby chicks. Hopefully, said Mr. Jack. I'm getting some eggs to test it out. Amelia Bedelia was in a daze. They had all assumed that the incubator was beyond repair. You mean it works? Said Amelia Bedelia. So far, said Mr. Jack. It just needed a little tune-up and some spit and polish. Spit? Amelia Bedelia could not help herself. She stared at Mr. Jack. They did not recall him a jack of all trades for nothing. You're the best, Mr. Jack, she said. Why, thank you, Amelia Bedelia, said Mr. Jack. When you said it was finished, I thought it was ancient on its last legs, he said. Oh, no. You see, sometimes old things are the best things, and all they need is a little elbow grease. You fixed the incubator with spit and elbow grease? Amelia Bedelia shook her head in disbelief. Mr. Jack laughed. Mostly just a little tender love and care, he said, and a new fuse. Our class will be so happy that you fixed our incubator, especially Miss Garcia, said Amelia Bedelia. She may not like to admit it, but Miss Garcia was in the 3rd grade when this incubator was delivered to the school, said Miss Jack. I'll never forget the look on her face when those chicks started to hatch. She was more excited than if you'd given her a check for $1 million. Amelia Bedelia tried hard to imagine Mrs. George as a student at Oak Tree Elementary and what it would be like to sit next to her in science class. She leaned over to get a closer look at the incubator. Are we the only ones who know the incubator is working? Asked Amelia Bedelia. Just us 2 chickens, said Mr. Jack. Maybe we should keep it a secret for now, said Amelia Bedelia. I mean, we don't want to cancel the spring fair. Everything is all set up. Plus, you're still testing it, right? Amelia Bedelia, my lips are sealed, said Mr. Jack.